Before we start, hi, hello. Thank you to anyone who said something nice. It's good to be nice. And hello to anybody who is new and or returning. We're going to have some dynamically unstable times, okay? So you're here for a lot of fun and you're welcome to participate in it. Hi, hello. Welcome to 2025. This bookshelf is not mine, so if you do or don't like anything that's located here, don't refer to me. It's not mine. But you know what is mine? This raggedy old wall of fame. This is my mini wall of fame. I made this 4 years ago or something. Okay? And that's very coincidental isn't the word. I made it 4 years ago and it's very opportune. No, that's not the word either. Okay. This is what I want to point out to you. You see this young woman? Amanda Rivas. I'm sure you've heard of her. Oh, do you see this young woman? Mackenzie Dern. Crazy. So I actually made this pretty close to when they first fought. And just in time because I need to redo it and it's falling apart and it's awful. Okay. Not just that. It's missing some people. Let's not over-examine it because it's quite small. And I know, okay? I know that it's chaotic. It used to, whatever. So if you have any suggestions for who should go on it, let me know. But it's pretty, pretty fun, funny, cool that both Mackenzie Dern and Amanda Rivas made it to my original first ever crack at my wall of fame. Two people who I think are really dope and are going to run it back. Oh, but I have to ask. We're missing some olds, okay? For example, do you see Matt Hughes? No. Do you see Chuck Liddell? He's nowhere to be seen. More importantly, where is Cub Swanson? Anyway, enough of that. Or Dustin Poirier. Thug Rose? How about the new names? It really needs an update because, again, I made it, 4 years ago. Seriously, right about the time when Amanda Rivas and Mackenzie Dern fight. I don't know why that's funny to me. But it is. Anyway, let me know. Who's your favorite fighter? Who should I add? Wait, I have to point out one thing. This is the best part of the wall, though. I don't know if you guys have observed this. Jared Cannonier, because he's capable of many. He's a man of many forms. Anyway. Alright, so picture this. It's 2019. Mackenzie is a perfect 7-0 in the UFC. Just had a baby. Black belt, obviously. Okay, decorated. We don't mess around. Her dad is in her corner. Classic. And then we have Amanda Ribas. Picture this as well. Another BJJ black belt. Her dad is also in her corner. Corner of the dads. It's 2019. Trevor Whitman is our special analyst. I still had the fight pass, so that's fun. Should I get it again? Let me know. Brendan is finally impressing me with the amount of research that he's doing, and he's really becoming a member of the team at this point. If you remember, it was a pretty great bout. By itself, the way that it went, it makes sense to run it back just based on how exciting it was the first time around. Round one was, Mackenzie gets dropped by Ribas a few times. Ribas escapes the takedown because they're both just way too good at that shit. And she lands clean and takes Dern down herself. But Dern, Mackenzie Dern, as we know, she's tough as nails. She can really take punishment. And she proved that in the first round. Second round comes around. Ribas is seeing it. She's predicting Mackenzie's shot. Shots. This is like back in the day, 5 years ago. When Mackenzie Dern, and in her own words, was not really, focusing much on the striking. Shit gets a little crazy. Hands start throwing. You can see the lack of fear in everybody's eyes. At that point, that's when I was hyped. You make it to round 3, touch to the gloves. It's all respect. It's all love. Two super elegant and incredible women, and it's exchange. Ribas is scaring me with that jab. That's when she was really hitting it, really using it to protect her space really effectively. And, she takes the victory ultimately because she just had a little bit more control. Mackenzie kept shooting for that takedown and it didn't really work out. But all in all, it was a seriously amazing fight that ended in some really loud, powered up war cries on Ribas' side. You know how she is. That's why we love her. Seriously, what the hell? But what's happened since? It's been 5 years. Lots can happen in 5 years, okay? You could have another baby. Okay, enough of that. You could have two. What? 3, 4? That's a lot of babies. No need. All right. But what has actually happened is Ribas defeats a couple of other greats in making her way in the UFC. You know, she takes Paige Van Zandt down, Verena Jandiroba. That's no freaking joke. Randa Marcos. But she meets her match in Marina Rodriguez in 2021. She pulls back on the gas with a couple of losses via decision, kind of feel her hesitancy. But again, against some real greats like Caitlin Chukagan with a TKO victory over Luana Pinheiro. And then she gets stopped again by Macy Barber, who was on a real tear herself, like, definite up-and-comer. Hey, there she is, bloodied up on my wall. All right, enough of the wall. And that's 2023. So, a couple years go by, and then, kind of a lot of unfortunate cancellations and fights, etc. on Ribas' turn. So she goes from taking gets some wins over Viviane Araujo and loses in the main event decision when she gets that opportunity against Rose Namajunas. She took like 3 fights, I think, in that year, and then got to take a break. So it's been a bit of a break. She looked good, but maybe still could use that break. What has Mackenzie Dern been up to since their first initial meeting? So she also beat Virna Jandiroba, Ronda Marks, and she also beat Hannah Schiffers. Nina Nunes as well. Both, again, Ribas and Mackenzie Dern lost to Marina Rodriguez in the same year. Loses to Yao Shana in 2023. Beats Tisha Pennington in 2023. Gets TKO'd by Jessica Andrade in 2023. We're up, we're down, and then we beat Angela Hill in 2023 as well. Yeah, that's a pretty intense year for Mackenzie Dern. She really went all out. After that, loses to Amanda Lemos. Wins against Lupi Godinez in 2024. So she's been super active, super about it. Over this time, really improved the striking. Absolutely. Mackenzie Dern has really developed herself as a boxer. Previously, kind of a little bit of more of a one-dimensional fighter, or maybe a one-focused fighter, really focusing on trying to take things to the ground where she feels more comfortable. And so we're back, and we're back at strawweight. Is this too skinny to be healthy? Who knows? No, everybody looks great. We're going to see, if it's the right weight class. I think on Ribas' point, it's pretty much just where the opportunities come. I just have to say one thing. Why are we at the Apex? Can we please get rid of that? I really want the Apex to go away. Could it go away? That'd be great. So real quick, let's go through those paths of victory. I think that if Ribas wants to get her win, she's going to have to get back in touch with the jab and continue to keep Dern out of her space as the bigger fighter. And she's 5-1 in strawweight, so it's looking good for her. It's looking like a comfortable weight class. She, in her own words, she fights a lot of times with her heart, with that war cry. She needs to get thinky. But I think she's been getting thinky. Taking that time off has really helped probably heal her body, work a little bit more on the technical aspects of the boxing rather than the digging deep, because we know both of these women can dig deep, so they're going to have to get technical to outsmart each other. Dern's path to victory, keep it clean. Keep it clean. Take that punishment when you have to, but maintain that patience if you're going to take it to the ground, rather than just shooting takedowns like crazy. But I don't think she's going to even do that. And I wouldn't know, okay? I'm just a casual. I wouldn't know anything. But what I do know is that Mackenzie Dern can take damage and has improved her striking. So maybe she's not going to try for the takedowns as much. And, in her own words, in a Shock MMA interview, she's reflected on that exact thing, composing her striking more, avoiding doing things like even, turning her body around when she loses her composure a little bit, really reining in and not getting overzealous as many wrestlers do when they land one punch. They have that punch and they really want to take you down right away, rather than beating down on their opponent a little bit more, being a little zelly. So yeah, here we have it. Pretty absolutely, how could you get a more comparable record, right? 14-5 and 13-5, looking good. But there's a couple other fights that I think we want to highlight, because you know what, to be honest, not intimately knowledgeable on many of these people, but I think we got these top 3 fights for sure that are happening before our main event. The 3 leading up, that's going to be pretty insane. So we got Chris Curtis versus Roman Kopylov. All right, Chris Curtis, let's go classic. He's absolutely classic. When it comes to dynamic picks, listen. All respect to my boy Roman Kopylov. Okay, he looks like a nice man, but I'm gonna go with durability on this one. I'm gonna go durable. I'm gonna go Chris Curtis. I'm gonna go action man because ultimately, at the end of the day, there's one thing that this man wants to find out, and it's who wants it more. Yeah, and I think he wants it more. He's looking a little crazy. That picture's not whatever. All right. Yeah. So, moving on. Pretty quick. I think it's going to be just a punch war, as we would expect. Punch it out. Both these guys are, TKO is where they feel the most at home. This is not the world of submissions. So it's going to be a banger, it's going to appeal to the wide audiences in that aspect. You're welcome, all right, for some action. Moving on. We also have to highlight Cesar Almeida versus Abdul Razak Al-Hazan, or Al-Hazan. Let me know. Actually, anyway, another middleweight banger. So Cesar Almeida, he's really been killing it. Like, he's only look at this. I mean, speaking of Roman Kopylov, right? So Cesar Almeida's only loss is to Roman Kopylov, but it's via split decision. So, obviously a really competitive fight. He's looking really solid. Other than that, but what about our guy Abdul Razak Al-Hazan, right? Judo Thunder, absolutely. I do think that the UFC maybe is trying to throw Cesar a bone a little bit here, just because Al-Hazan has had a bit of, mixed success as of late, but still an absolute dog. I mean, and we got the TKO power. Again, we're looking at an absolute lack of submissions. There's no submissions in sight, okay? So we're just going to have a couple of guys who really want to bang it out. And I think moving on to our co-main event, I know a lot of people, myself included, are excited about this. Santiago Ponzinibbio, that's my guy, versus Carlston Harris, who is also my guy. Well, they can both be my guy. Ponzinibbio, he's been in the sport as long as I have been a fan, and so I'm always excited to see him be the Argentine dagger as he is. It's been looking a little bit rough. So Ponzinibbio versus Carlston Harris, Mozambique. That's pretty dope. Not a lot of people fighting from there. They both can get knocked out, unfortunately. Okay. So we're TKO susceptible, but again, neither of them have lost via submission. So will that mean that they're just not going to even attempt it? I don't know. I have to go Ponzinibbio just because it's about vibes and simply because he's closer to my heart. I'm just going to ignore this. No, okay. It's going to be very competitive. That's the reality. Both men are close in record. They're close in age. I think it's just going to be really competitive. It's going to look really good. But I think Ponzinibbio is going to get the TKO victory. Because why not? And if he doesn't get the TKO victory, he's going to get slammed TKO. Wait, is that... That's the least committed answer you could possibly give. If he doesn't win getting the knockout, he's going to lose getting knocked out. But you know what? If you know, that is still a real answer. But that's really all. Yeah, that's it. I don't know these women here, Fatima Klein, and I don't know Victoria Dudakova. I know somebody is formerly infected with staph. Anyway, these aren't relevant information points. But I think that this will be really exciting as well, just by the looks of it. Two super young, scrappy, only have one loss on their record, and it's both from decision, so willing to gun it out. And the Archangel, it's kind of epic as a nickname. And going against no nickname. That's how you know. If you ask me. One good nickname versus someone who doesn't go by any, there's no, good vibes. So that's looking good. But that's about it. So overall, the only fights that we're going to pick it out is, I don't even think I said it. I haven't committed. This is so tough, guys. How could you ask me to commit against two people who are both on the wall? I've done it all the time. And I will again. And I think in this case, I'm going to pick Mackenzie Dern simply because she has been more consistently active, and I do think overall the thing that was holding her back the most was her the difference in striking and how much control Ribas had with the jab at that time. But Mackenzie has, I feel like, really shortened that gap, and since it was so close the last time, I just think that it's going to be even closer, but that Mackenzie's going to tip the scale a little bit in her favor. Still think that it's going to go to decision, and it's going to be absolute fireworks. And to be honest, the only unexciting thing about this fight is that it's in the Apex. So anyone right now, any one of you who isn't excited for this fight, I think that you might be just a little bit spoiled, and that's okay, because we all get spoiled every once in a while, especially as fight fans. But it's going to be great. And there you go. Shalom. Let me know who should go on the wall. Your favorite fighter. No new wall. Just additions. It's going to, like, expand. Go out. So no one has to get dropped. No one's getting dropped. Unless they did something bad. Anyway, have a lovely day.